Hey, good afternoon, guys. Dexter and Tonya here.
Good
I hope you
afternoon.
guys had an awesome weekend. I know everybody's kind of inside, but I know you had an awesome weekend. So we are getting ready to,
Pretty days.
yeah, very pretty days.
Pretty days.
We have an awesome story that we'd like to share with you today. Please share the broadcast. If you're watching on the replay, just hit the share button, right? And let's hear a really, really good story. This one is powerful. It's a just a touch longer, but I think
Go ahead, share
you
it.
guys are going to hear this story, and it's just going to
Robert and Brittany.
shift your perspective. And remember, we are doing stories that matter. We did it 2 years ago. We decided to pull it back out, and share it with the world, especially with the time that's going on now with the quarantine and the pandemic. We know that people want to hear good stories, so we're going to share a really good story with you, and then we're going to,
Yeah, it's kind of cool. We
chat
were
it up a little bit, and then let you guys go.
thinking about even years ago when people would just turn on the radio. And when they would turn on the radio and just listen, they were just sitting around and they would listen to the show, if you will, opposed to watching something. So that was kind of cool. So
Yeah, it
even
was.
just now, just to sit and just to listen, but to think, to process all of that good stuff. So again, thanks so much for joining us today, and let's get started.
Okay.
Tag your friends.
Yeah.
Share this, okay? Really share this.
Yeah, so this is
We really enjoy being
episode
able to
one,
do this. Thank you
season
guys for being here.
season one, episode 6.
Episode 6.
This is episode 6. Okay.
Episode
All right, guys. All right, check this story out. It is potatoes, eggs, and coffee beans. Once upon a time, a daughter complained to her father that her life was miserable and she didn't know how she was going to make it. She was tired of fighting and struggling all the time. It seemed just as one problem was solved, another one soon followed. Her father, a chef, took her to the kitchen. He filled 3 pots with water and placed each one on a high fire. Once the 3 pots began to boil, he placed potatoes in one pot, eggs in the second pot, and ground coffee beans in the third pot. He then let them sit and boil without saying a word to his daughter. The daughter moaned and impatiently waited, wondering, what is he doing? After 20 minutes, he turned off the burners. He took the potatoes out of the pot and placed them in a bowl. He pulled the boiled eggs out and placed them in a bowl. He then ladled the coffee out and placed it in a cup. Turning to her, he asked, daughter, what do you see? Potatoes, eggs, and coffee, she hastily replied. Look closer, he said, and touch the potatoes. She did, and she noticed that they were soft. He then asked her to take an egg and break it. After pulling off the shell, she observed that the egg was hard boiled. Finally, he asked her to sip the coffee. Its rich aroma brought a smile to her face. Father, what does this mean? She asked. He then explained that the potatoes, the eggs, and coffee beans had each faced the same adversity, which was the boiling water. However, each one reacted differently. The potato went in strong, hard, unrelenting, but in boiling water, it became soft and weak. The egg was fragile, with the thin outer shell protecting its liquid interior until it was put into boiling water. Then the inside of the egg became hard. However, the coffee beans were unique. After they were exposed to the boiling water, they changed the water and created something new. Which are you? He asked his daughter. When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean? The moral of the story, in life, things happen to us. Things happen around us. But the only thing that truly matters is what happens in us. Which one are you?
We might should have started it out with that story.
Oh my God.
I wish I could hear
What's
you
not
guys right
that?
now.
Okay, guys, what do you think? Type in the comment
Yeah,
section.
what do you
What do
think?
you
What do
think
you
about
think?
that story? Oh my goodness. So which one are you? A potato, an egg, or a coffee bean? Which one are you? Now, given the circumstances that we're experiencing right now in our world with the pandemic, how are you responding to what's happening? Are you an egg, a potato, or a coffee bean? Which one are you? What do you think, Tonya?
That's a good question. That's why I said, so I wish I could hear from you right now. But that is so powerful. Each one of them face the same thing. And that's why I say right now, yes, with everything that's happening around us, we're all facing the exact same thing.
Kelly said coffee bean.
Yeah, but, who are you? who will you choose to be? That's the thing. Right. Who will you choose to be? I can think about even in times past, even recently, there was something that came up to me, and I reached out to my sister, and just in conversation, and one of the questions that she asked me was, what is it that you're needing to learn? So what her question to me had me to go on the inside so that I can find what it is that I needed in that particular situation to really do what? Make Tonya better. And that approach in and of itself changes everything. That approach in and of itself makes what it is that you're going through not so bad. Things may not necessarily feel the best, may not feel as good. You know what I mean? But it's still a growing pain that's helping you to grow. And that right there shifted me as I learned this process, over the years. It's really shifted me to help me just to be better in any type of situation. Yeah. I think about trials and tribulations. We know that they come, but again, it's how I handle it. And these are things that we hear all the time. But and I hope for everybody listening that you will be able to say, okay, wait a minute, this is something going on, but what am I going to be right now? Am I going to be a potato where this is going to make me to go soft? Where it's going to change who I am and I'm going to solve? Is it going to harden me? Or am I going to take this situation? Am I going to be that coffee bean? And am I going to take this situation where I can grow, where I can choose to make things different and better? You know what? And even with that, Dexter, even in the story when her dad hands her the coffee and she smiles as she inhaled its aroma. I mean, you smell coffee, even for those who don't drink it.
I know you guys that are listening to us.
Even for those who don't drink it.
When I talked about the coffee, I know
you could smell it.
Smelling coffee.
You could smell it,
It's that subconscious
it's
firing
powerful.
off.
It is. It's awesome. I love it.
And I know that Pam said she just joined. Pam, go back and watch this when we're done. We'll be done in just a moment. This is a powerful story. But the potato, see, all of us are going to be put in circumstances. In this story, the egg, the potato, and the coffee bean were all given the same trial. So the potato was just, I'm hard, I can handle it. We think about people, I can handle it. And then when that butt got in some boiling water, you became soft. The egg, which is soft, I don't know if I can do it, man. I just don't know. Put in that boiling water, became tough and firm. The power, I'm telling you, this whole thing about this coffee bean is interesting because what is it right now that we can create out of the boiling water that the entire world is sitting in right now? What can you create? One of the things that Tonya and I are telling a lot of people is we were all caught, this boiling water caught the whole world off guard. Now that we're in it, make sure that when you come out of the boiling water, you're better than when you went in. That's the principle here. But so you guys make sure you go back and listen to the story. It's just incredible.
It is incredible. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right.
All right. So we'll be back on Wednesday and Friday at noon with stories that matter. We're going to be sharing some incredible stories. This one, as you can tell, the stories are getting better and better and better.
I think so. Anyway.
Yeah. So, and we're going to also put all of these little short stories on our YouTube channel, which is The Upgraders. You guys go over there and follow us on The Upgraders. So this is season 1, episode
6.
6. All right. So, guys, Dexter and Tonya Scott, we are the Upgraders. We may not know you.
But we know what's in you.
We'll see you Wednesday at noon.